And now, in Ivory Coast, there's been growing concern over a government decision to quarantine passengers from countries with 100 or more cases of the coronavirus in a sports center, and a new plan of the administration called home quarantine. Some Ivorians have condemned the decision, saying that there is no evidence that these people who are supposed to be confined to their homes are complying with the rules put in place by the authorities to prevent the spread of the virus. So how well is Ivory Coast really reacting to the COVID-19 threat? On Tuesday, a group of travelers from France and China were to be immediately quarantined according to the standards set by the government in the sports center south of the city of Abidjan. But this was not the case for some close family members of some of the country's authorities or very famous artists and footballers.
Well, Jerry, among the persons in question, Al-Sofo, the leader of the well-known band Magic System, whose wife and children were able to return home in peace, an exception that hasn't been well received by the public, especially since the artist had published a video questioning Ivorians on the dangers of coronavirus. The best way to sound the alarm was to respect the laws of this country, said many internet users on social media, adding that Ivory Coast currently has 9 confirmed cases. So let's hear more now from Ebrin Bru, a correspondent in the capital, Abidjan, in Ivory Coast. Good morning to you, Ebrin. So Ivory Coast is clearly struggling to maintain its strategy in the face of the pandemic. The failed quarantine of passengers on international flights is causing some debate in Abidjan. Tell us more.
Bonjour.
Good morning. Well, yes, on Tuesday, a group of travelers from France and China were to immediately quarantine according to standards set by the government. But this was not the case for a few close family members of some of the country's authorities or very famous artists and footballers. So these people went straight home without being examined by a doctor, a situation that provoked great anger among other passengers who had been taken to a center. So they went to social media to show their displeasure with the discrimination and the favoritism, according to them, that the government has shown. According to some passengers, when they arrived at the center, which was set up to receive people from countries infected with the virus, no sanitary, hygienic, or food arrangements were made. They were left to their own devices without food or water. Even worse, no doctor examined them. While the reactions were not long in the coming, there were several criticisms which finally pushed the leader of a well-known musical group to apologize to Ivorians.
Hey, Brent, what have they said about this case?
Well, the impression is that things are getting out of hand here. Already, the passengers on the flight from France have been complaining because of the difficult conditions with which the men, women and children were living under when they arrived in this place chosen in haste to welcome travelers likely to be carrying the virus. The health minister, Eugene Aka Akwele, stated that confinement will be carried out at their homes in the hope that the spirit of discipline and patriotism will prevail. After having agreed that each person quarantined in the center will return home, without, however, specifying the means that should be put in place to ensure that measures be respected by all travelers. Another situation that has created further controversy in the country. And some people on social media have even called for the resignation of the Ivorian Minister of Health, indicating that he is not fit to manage the pandemic. So what is the current coronavirus situation in Ivory Coast? Well, at present, the country has 9 confirmed cases. It is true that Ivorians have fallen into a stupor these days to point out some large numbers. It's not necessarily true. In the supermarkets, several shelves are empty. Nasal covers and other hydroalcoholic products recommended by authorities to slow down the transmission of the virus have seen prices rise alarmingly. A simple example, a product that costs 1,000 CFA franc or $2 now costs $10.
$10 américains.